The sphere, the most perfect and powerful shape in nature. The triangle, the most rigid geometrical figure known. Patterns of hexagons and pentagons are formed by the triangle to create a sphere. Each linear segment is a portion of a great circle which divides the sphere in half. These spheres are called geodesics. The geodesic sphere encloses the most amount of space with the least amount of materials. When this sphere is divided in half, the result is a geodesic dome, the lightest and most efficient building system known. Welcome to the world of Oregon Dome. Affordable, efficient, beautiful custom housing.
What Oregon Dome has always been is to do a little bit more with a little bit less. Oregon Dome began in 1974, providing Eugene Springfield clients with an opportunity to experience what Buckminster Fuller had shown to many people across this country in visits to universities, the geodesic dome. It was a building system that invited participation. It was a building system that was energy efficient. It was a building system that caught the imaginations of all sorts of individuals, from people with their first home and people who had grand ideas.
Value of a geodesic dome is that it's truly the architectural form that does more with less. And as our cultural process evolves, doing more with less is more important every day than it's ever been. And we're living in a time when even the forests now are becoming restricted in terms of the amount of lumber that can be produced and the amount of water that can be used in a house and the amount of building materials. And so with 2x4 construction, we're able to build very high energy efficient structures that are the strongest of any conceived, and yet it's all being done with the least amount of materials in an engineered way that guarantees just maximum results under the worst conditions.
The dome is a natural and unique combination of function and beauty. Its spherical shape exposes less surface area to the elements, which can cut energy consumption by 30 to 59%. Design and Building Ideas is a catalog that is the result of a unique design approach that has been developed through years of collaboration with thousands of families who enjoy Oregon Dome living. In planning concepts, hundreds of floor plans named after the families who developed them are available for your review. You can choose an existing plan, combine or modify them, or create an entirely new one. Through this process, and with Oregon Dome's personal consulting services, you will learn to balance design with cost considerations to achieve the value you expect in a new home investment.
What's unique about working with Oregon Dome as a company is that we're small enough to be personal, to talk with you about your room needs, be they for a family home or for a commercial building, for classrooms or meeting spaces or daycare facilities, or whatever the needs are of your group or a residence for a family. Have the design, the budget, and your lifestyle and your site come together in a set of plans. It's a system that gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of opportunity for participation, and produces something that is a personal statement that you were able to be involved in from the very beginning.
wanted to build something that was the most open aesthetic space possible. My husband wanted to build a dome because of energy efficiency. He's more technical than I am. For me, it was really the aesthetic considerations. And I think that we decided to build a dome because I saw that there weren't going to be a lot of walls that I had to contend with. I could put the walls wherever I wanted to. I wanted a lot of place for art and culture. It does really make a difference in the feeling that you have about life and how you live. Your eyes don't fall on flat walls, and your eyes always continue around. You have a feeling of being more with nature and just not having the conclusions to your life that you do in a square house. I find it very inhibiting now to be in a house that has a lot of walls in it. I think the dome lets in so much light that nature is part of the house.
Here at Oregon Dome, we've been using CAD design processes for years, and during that time we've discovered that we can increase our productivity and increase the accuracy of our plans. It aids also in modifying plans and not needing to delete entire areas, but to merely modify them, to stretch them, to move them to another part of the plan. And this has helped the whole process a lot.
Oregon Dome's product line provides you with creative possibilities for you to simply and cost-effectively realize your design ideas and meet your living needs. In addition to a variety of dome sizes, Oregon Dome offers extensions, dormers, cupola, skylights, permanent wood foundations, riser walls, rigid insulation, decking and siding packages, as well as windows.
Another great advantage of the geodesic concept is that the entire structure can be manufactured in a controlled environment where all the components are constructed and assembled by skilled individuals that know what they're doing, that have the tools that they need at their fingertips, that are in close proximity to the engineering and the design process that are important while you're custom designing a new product or putting out a standard product. But the most unique aspect of that is that the components are able to be built in small enough units, especially for the roof system, that they can be easily shipped in a standard container anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. And this is the only housing form that unique facet applies. The geodesic dome roof panels are in triangular shape, they're lightweight, they're easy to handle, they tuck in and pack easily, and they can be assembled by unskilled labor on the job site. And I think that feature alone makes the geodesic experience really a unique opportunity for affordable housing.
Gary Smith is waiting for a big delivery, his new house. It's actually a geodesic dome home. Gary and his wife, Andra, picked it out just months ago. Perfect for their 3.5 wooded acres in their hometown of Eugene, Oregon. But their dome is not just unique in shape, it's a custom-designed prefab panelized kit, pre-engineered and pre-cut for easy assembly. Here it comes now.
Everything's here. This is basically the whole puzzle is right here.
This flatbed holds all the pieces needed to construct a geodesic shell. Gary and Andra set out on the adventure of building a prefab kit home because their 3 kids, Tia, Jamie, and Nolan, are grown up and starting to move on out. So what do you say when your parents want to live in a dome?
I know that they kind of all 3 of them thought we might be crazy, At first, when my parents told me they were building a dome, I thought, well, that's different.
I don't know, I guess I just thought it was a new thing. I don't know people who live in dome houses.
Then when I thought about it, I was just like, well, you know, it fits with us. It fits with our lifestyle.
It was originally my idea for the dome. So I was attracted to it sort of from the earth-friendly aspects of it. They're really, really stable. They're strong. They're awesome. All the angles, it's cool. It's cool architecture. I'm not sure how we bent more towards the domes. I don't think I strong-armed it.
Not only are the Smiths soon-to-be prefab dome homeowners, but since they're going prefab, they thought, why not be the builders too? And the couples enlisted the kids and family friends to join them on the job. Roger Booth, Oregon Dome's dome-raising expert, will lead the family through the twists and turns of this challenge.
We get a bunch of people together that have never actually done any heavy construction in their lives, and with a person on the job site that can bring these people together as a team to put the building up.
I think it's going to be kind of a big party. It's like a barn-raising party, except that it's a dome-raising party.
They'll be able to accomplish in a couple of days what a framing crew might take, you know, a week to do with a conventional style house.
What makes the house really unique is a core design principle. The unconventional structure encloses the most amount of space with the least amount of material.
A geodesic dome is basically a structure that's broken into frequencies using the triangle as its basic space frame. The combination of pentagons and hexagons that looks just like a soccer ball.
Sounds like quite a revolutionary concept. Interlocking hexagons to create a home. The idea came about during the 1940s housing shortage, when an eccentric Harvard rebel named R. Buckminster Fuller strived to start a revolution of his own. This Renaissance man invented the geodesic dome using energetic synergetic geometry. By the 1960s, Fuller's idea had quite a cult following. This vision may have been ahead of its time for mainstream homeowners then, but it has caught on with today's hot prefab popularity. Andra and Gary met with Linda Booth, general contractor at Oregon Dome. The Smiths had their eyes on some upscale interior details.
I kind of was ready for a change and had seen cherry floors before.
We are going to have granite countertops.
I kept watch over the size of the building they were building so that at the end of the day when the finishes were chosen, it wasn't, oh, I'm sorry, you built too much house and now you can't have these finishes.
Gary and Andra chose a 39-foot diameter dome with a garage, 2 main levels, and loft. The kit itself only cost $30,000. It may have seemed a little out of this world at first, but the couple designed a dwelling they could really settle into. But before they could move forward, Andra and Gary had some red tape to untangle.
The permit problems we ran into were because it's on forest land.
Meeting the regulations have been, you know, slow going. I mean, that's really the worst part of it.
There are requirements in terms of clearing the trees so that they're not close to the house and clearing out all the underbrush. It adds up to a lot.
These obstacles cost Andra and Gary almost $8,000 more than they originally budgeted. But after a few months, those roadblocks became yesterday's news, and the Smiths gave Oregon Dome the green light to start laying concrete for their 10-sided foundation. And the panel shop experts hit the cutting stations for the Smiths home kit. This shop uses kiln-dried Douglas fir lumber because of its bending strength. Panelization is the most widely used form of system-built or prefab homes. Panelized dome homes are known to use a third less lumber and almost a third less man-hours than stick-built houses. At Oregon Dome, it's hands-on from start to finish. 1, 2, 3. These experts craft all the pieces to the geodesic puzzle. The triangle panels, skylights, dormers, and the riser walls, an integral feature for maximizing space.
A riser wall increases the usable floor space in the loft by lifting the entire dome up. With a beveled end, we can put the first triangle right here instead of on the floor. This raises the whole dome up and gives the loft a bigger, opener feel.
Before the actual raising day, the Smiths have prep work to do. A skeleton crew locks the riser walls into place to get ready for tomorrow.
It's basically custom-built exterior walls that have like whatever windows the client has designed for their home, along with a 5-foot-high wall here, which is going to actually be the base for which the dome's going to sit on.
Once the riser walls are in place, the Smiths will be prepared for tomorrow, the main event. About 30 of Andra and Gary's family and friends will arrive, ready to pitch in and help raise the panels and connect the hexagons and pentagons.
A dome raising is a anxious project in the beginning.
It's Oregon, so we're always thinking that there might be rain. It could be really messy.
We're going to take a shot at this weekend, and if the rain comes, we'll just deal with it unless it becomes too dangerous. I'll see you guys out there.
Today is dome raising day.
People are just really pumped up and ready to go. I've never had a crew in all the years that I've done this that hasn't been just totally excited.
The Smiths have high expectations for their family and friends, and with a prefab kit, reaching their goal is possible as long as Mother Nature stays on their side.
In Oregon, you just never know what the weather's going to be.
Hopefully it'll hold off just a little longer, but they are predicting rain.
It looks like the Smith crew has a challenging morning ahead. Mud and a slippery subfloor can make for nasty build conditions. Roger rallies everyone with a game plan.
We've got 2 crews working here in the rain, and we're going to have 5 of these clusters of 5 panels each completed, sitting on what we call our riser wall. Except for the drizzle, which we just call drizzle here, everything's going great.
Some dome companies just send the panels and an instruction sheet, but Oregon Dome includes a supervisor like Roger in the price of the kit.
What we're going to do next is we're going to move this scaffolding and we're going to straighten.
Well, Roger leading through the process is kind of like the circus master.
So do you have enough people, one to carry it high and 2 to pull?
Things are getting done because he knows what's going on.
As a dome raising supervisor, it's an awful lot of fun to be sharing that particular day with these people because it's their first experience with it. It's a fun opportunity for everyone. Each of the panels are obviously pre-made to fit where they're supposed to fit, but also they've been pre-drilled. So we're not hammering or using nails. We're basically just sliding bolts through holes that are pre-drilled and tightening them with wrenches.
Connecting the panels at 18-degree angles may have seemed daunting at first, but after a few pentagons line up, it all starts to come together.
At the moment, we have a complete amateur crew working here, but the nice thing about this process is that operations are repetitive. So once we've learned the operation one time, we just do it again and again, and you can see now the rhythm has just really picked up.
In assembly line fashion, this weekend crew passes the color-coded triangle panels up the scaffolding and into position.
It was kind of nice because we had a couple of teams. I was on the one that we were just putting up the triangle pieces, and then we had another team come through right behind us, and they would put up the parts that would jut out for the different skylights and whatnot. The weather, it dampened us a little bit, but we kept going.
It's just real interesting to see how the group dynamic works. As people learn, then they all become kind of their own leaders, and everybody just works as a team in that process.
This kit holds 60 triangle panels that weigh almost 100 pounds each.
The idea is that many hands make for much light work. The weight is distributed among lots of people. So it looks like a very heavy piece really can be made to be utilized in a very safe and efficient way.
Their progress takes shape with lots of effort and determination.
I was really amazed at how easily and how well everything fit.
These parents are also amazed at their crew, who is making it all happen.
We have plenty of people here.
We have a ton of help. I mean,
Even
people
in the
showed
rain,
up.
we have a lot of
yeah,
help.
People showed up. The kids have really pitched in and are really doing a lot of work today.
And Tia's feeling responsible. I think it's sort of like, you know, the oldest child.
We're ready to roll.
With tired muscles but spirits high, the Smith families almost made it to the finish line.
Well, it's been really neat watching it because we started and it was just a whole bunch of spikes kind of sticking out. They put up about 5 to 10 more triangles and all of a sudden we had a star just sitting up there. Put up 5 more and soon we're going to have a hexagon. It's neat, and even in the walls you see a whole bunch of hexagons and stuff, so it just all matches.
Through the wet weather and physical exhaustion, there's just one more hole to fill. Andra asks her friends and family to sign their name on the last panel.
It was kind of symbolic to have people sign on the last panel and to be able to put that up all together with everybody watching.
You drop your corner.
We gotta drop this corner down. There we go.
The big moment for the dome raising and the dome raising crew is when we bring the last triangle to the top of the dome, and that process generally is well rewarded with hoots and howls as it's accomplished.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Over the course of only a day, a rainy day, the Smith family saw their vision come together before their eyes.
Their lives are going to change because they finally have a place they know they're going to be at for the rest of their lives.
Today was a shining success, but only the beginning. There is much more left in the Smiths' hands to accomplish. The couple was at the mercy of subcontractors' schedules because they had to be moved into their new home by a strict deadline.
When it came to the sheetrocking, the subcontractor has actually worked with the dome people before. And he said he actually really liked it because at least it provided some challenge. He preferred it to working on regular stick-built homes.
They hit their target date for move-in within just a few days.
We've been in it for a little over, well, 2 weeks yesterday, and so at this point we really are enjoying it.
As you can see, the roof is a large part of the home, and it's real important. You need to get it done correctly with all those angles so that they overlap properly. If not, you can get leaking and moisture inside the house.
The geodesic structure accommodated the Smiths' customizations, like the granite countertops, cherry floors, and the bay window.
Wow, look at the deck.
And their warm new home always welcomes family and friends.
I'm so excited to see it. Can you imagine that?
When Tia and Jamie made that first road trip home to their parents' finished new dome, they were anxious to check out the fruits of their labors.
I was just wondering what it would look like.
Oh, look at this.
I was shocked. I hadn't been inside since all this stuff had been in. It just came together so well. I thought it was just really beautiful.
It was just a frame, and now, you know, they had to do everything, the insulation, the sheetrock, everything inside, and it looks great.
When people come in, it's kind of hard to have a conversation with them because they're looking up. They're not looking at you to have a conversation with them.
Buckminster Fuller's geometric genius is proving to be an efficient way to build and enjoy an everyday family home. Now that the Smiths are settled in, their geodesic dome really fits.
Just sit down and relax. It's a very relaxing house to go into.
I think in the end, it was kind of nice to see something that you'd been looking forward to and working on materialize. It just looks so cool.
I definitely can tell that my mom is pleased with a lot of things, and because she was able to take part in building it, and my dad too, they're really taking it, and they're taking ownership of it. I mean, it's really theirs.
Oregon Dome's Guide to Construction Management is a reference manual that is an invaluable resource for you to use throughout the entire planning, design, and construction process. Guide to Construction Management will help you analyze your skills and decide whether you should act as a general contractor, hire a professional, or complete your project as an owner-builder.
My wife saw an ad in one of the magazines, I think it was Better Homes and Gardens, and it looked very interesting, and I was curious, so we sent away for the brochures, and I made a pretty long comparison. It took a long time to compare all the different manufacturers' information, and I settled on Oregon Domes. I like the concept of living in something different, other than living in a square house or a rectangular house, and it's just such a pleasure to live inside a geometric figure with such beautiful lines and angles. I like the way Oregon Dome people came with the trucks and helped to set up everything. I was very impressed with that. They worked along with the crew, gave advice, and really showed a sincere interest in the finished product.
When we started getting the brochures in, and we really got interested in how we would do a floor plan of a dome home. And then when I found out that it was unlimited, what you could do with a floor plan.
Very spacious. You don't feel cooped up in a dome home. And it's just a completely different feeling. It's hard to describe. You just have to live in it.
Our experience demonstrates that there is, in fact, a significant energy savings with a dome. I've got 3,400 square foot of building here, and we're paying about 40% of what other buildings of similar size are paying in the Phoenix metro area for summertime air conditioning, and that's a substantial savings. From a fire safety standpoint, the dome has some features that a standard spec house doesn't have. One area is the attic space. A standard home has a very large attic space. You could get a fire burning in that space. The occupants may not know about it for some time, and it burns out the entire attic and drops into the home. The dome doesn't have that risk. It does not have an attic space. The triangular feature of the components are small enough that if a fire got started by electrical wiring or whatnot, it'll be confined to a very small space. The other nice feature about a dome is its tall ceilings. And during a fire, smoke and heat rises, and as a result, with a tall ceiling, you have a little more space under the smoke to exit the building safely.
Oregon Dome offers a comprehensive building system that provides real livability, beautiful aesthetics, efficiency, and high investment value. Oregon Dome provides a framework of opportunity to help make your dream become a reality.